In a universe where life does not end at death, we explore the infinite possibilities forged by our very minds. Welcome to Arthadian Anthologies. Greetings, fellow travelers. Welcome to a Reborn in Power series featuring the Kron chosen known as Marmaduke 9, who was captured by a mysterious pilot known as Hagar in the Pod Pit Challenge. Follow along as Marmaduke is subjected to face his past fragments in this side series to the New Age. Oh, perfect. Well, now that it is being recorded, hello everyone. We are back again with another Marmaduke 9 session. I am going to be calling this Fragments Reborn. Fragment Reborn. Because, Reborn in Power, Marmaduke has a lot of fragments, so that's the name of this whole thing. But we're recording it for YouTube and also going to be putting it on the podcast that is going to scatter around based around the actual storyline of Squad 119. And we will see how everything goes. And this is going to be kind of a little bit more of a deep dive into Marmaduke 9's backstory. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the fun. Let us begin, shall we, Marmaduke?
Let us begin.
All right. Can you hear the music all right?
Yep.
Good. All right. Marmaduke 9. Last time, you had woken up inside the station in which Hagar had taken you. You were introduced to these robotic organisms that called themselves forms. You met Form 5. You also met, I believe, Form 4 as well when they passed by you. You got to go to a little area in which you had a big view of space, and it was a lounge area to sit around and relax. And then you were taken to meet Hagar. And Hagar showed you to a medical station, or more like a laboratory. And they strapped you in to one of the forms that then they began to administer something into you, and you felt like a fragment was coming on, but then you woke up as if you were waking up into the past. And now you find yourself inside, well, you're not exactly sure. It might be a virtual simulation of some kind, but Nightingale 71 was there. And she felt more real than any of your fragments have been before. You also encountered something through your personal codex in this virtual simulation, a a benefactor, as they call themselves, and they are there to assist you in some regards. And I've told you exactly what Hagar is planning to take you to someone who this benefactor cherishes, and if Hagar does succeed in taking you to them, they will just let you go. So what Hagar doesn't realize is that his plan is it's really not going to do much. But in order for you to wake up, to get out of this situation that you're in, you have to complete yourself. And in order to complete yourself, it requires you having the enhancements that, well, you might assume a Marmaduke would have. So, after that, a unit of nightingales came to your room to check on you, to see what was going on, because there is some kind of sever in your connection to, well, they're not entirely sure, so they're gonna try to check on you, see what's going on. As you see all of them kind of come inside and kind of set you down, get you all relaxed, ask if you want anything to drink, any sustenance. They get you comfortable, and 71 is there by your side. And she looks at you and she says, are you comfortable?
As comfortable as I can be, surrounded by nurses.
You see them all like beginning to take out their supplies, scanning you with some med waves. You see they're checking your diagnostics. She 71 looks over and checks the diagnostics as well. It's like, it seems that your systems are functioning normally. You have a lot of stress though. And she kind of looks at you, and she still seems concerned. We need to make sure that you're all good before we send you off to 3.
When was 3
And
expecting me again?
are you asking her, or are you
Yes.
trying? Okay, you ask her, and she looks at you, and she's like, she goes over and checks her codex. You are expected to report in about 20 minutes.
Ah.
And she looks over at her unit, and and she says, let us get this done in 10. And you see they all nod to her and begin to work on you. I'd like you to roll me an endurance check.
Ooh.
Give me 1 second.
It's 10 on the dice. Is it in my cheat sheet? It's not. Endurance. My endurance is... I thought it was more than that. Oh, no.
Oh, God.
Oh, no, it is. Okay, it is. So 10 plus... And it goes off of what? Strength? Is it fortitude?
Fortitude.
All right.
It would be fortitude.
So 14 plus 9, 23.
23. All right. As you... Oh, perfect. Okay. as you feel them begin to administer things into your actual enhancement slots, and they begin to check on them, you begin to feel you recall the time that you had to connect your enhancement, you had to calibrate your enhancement into size and frame. You recall that? It feels like that, but all over your body, going through, and it's uncomfortable. It's an uncomfortable feeling, but you don't feel any it almost feels like they know exactly what they're doing. They've done this. They're experts at this, and it kind of goes through your systems, and you feel connections that you haven't felt in a long time. As this is happening, I'd like you to roll me a discipline will check. You know it. You know it, Marmaduke. Here it comes.
Can I use Disciples' Will with that?
Yeah, sure. Sure, you could definitely do that. I
Alright.
definitely recommend it.
So that is an
extra die.
That's an 18 in total. That was
18?
a 1. That was a 1 and a 1 on the Disciples'
Oh!
Will.
Oh, crap. You focus your mind in on what you can try to grasp onto. You try to focus on certain people that you know, as you feel things beginning to fade away from your own conscious memory, and things from your past begin to come back, and you begin to hear a specific voice. It sounds like Marmaduke 1. And he keeps coming in saying, "Your son will be very important to the plan." And it keeps repeating the plan in your head. There
Like
is
those
some kind of
words or the
plan.
actual.
It comes through his words, but then it also repeats through others' words. Some people that you don't even recall. And this spreads across, you feel like, cycles, decades, centuries. Even back to memories where your father, when you were a child, was explaining the plan. And that soon, once all comes to fruition, everyone will be free.
Is it telling me what the plan is?
And as this is happening, you know, through these memories as they're coming through, you know that the plan stems directly from a specific family lineage. A lineage that goes by Rez, Rezz. And you've heard the term Rez before, through some of your fragments, as well as, well, the main fragment that you heard this from was when you saw the movie, and it brought one on, and you remember one talking about Rez.
Okay.
Through these memories now, though, you realize that Rez is the head family the head, basically the head of the entire world in which you were born on. They run everything. And they're the ones that helped create and establish the implants for Marmadukes, Nightingales. They also helped establish the coding for Reggies. And they're the ones that basically are establishing the societal standards in which your entire civilization works off of.
Okay.
But yet there is a deeper plan. You're not exactly sure what it entails, but apparently your son, your child, who is yet to be born in this period, is a crucial component. As this is happening, though, you feel yourself kind of you seize up for a second. You feel yourself get paralyzed, and then your body relaxes, and then you hear the Nightingale 71 say, all right, there's something wrong with your enhancements.
What's wrong with them?
It seems like they are not connected to you. Like they've been severed. So we're gonna need to take out your enhancements, and then you'll need to you'll need to go and get some new ones. We can't access them because they're specifically for Marmadukes, so you'll have to do it yourself. Also, there's a disconnect in your mind, in your implant. We've tried to reconnect some of the neurological pathways in which have been disconnected, but there's something going on in your head, isn't there?
Perhaps it has something to do with this nightmare I had. Maybe it's the void getting to me.
If it's the void getting to you, we can try to see about performing a cleanse ritual, but that could cause more problems. And
it could. Yes, it could. I mean, until we know for sure, there's no reason to jump to something like that. I mean, have I been acting out of sorts recently?
I mean, it only just started today. It's okay. And she looks over at her unit. I believe we are finished here. And you see they all begin to you feel connections to your enhancements have been completely severed, and you see these different pieces around your body that have been taken out. When you go to 3, make sure you just inform him that there were bugs inside all of your enhancements, and you'll be needing to get some new ones. I'm sure you remember how to do that, right?
Oh, certainly. Certainly. Oh, it shouldn't take too long. This stuff with my head, it'll pass. I'm sure it'll pass. And if it doesn't look like it is going to pass, then we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But you, I know this may be like telling a duck not to be wet. But why did I choose a duck of all things? Telling a fish, telling a fish not to be wet. But try not to worry too much. Especially, are the other nurses in the room, or have they left?
Uh, the other nurses are beginning to leave right now, but you're kind of pulled to the side to like with 71.
Especially considering that you'll be worrying for two.
Yes. Maybe once you're done with this expedition of yours, we can finally figure out if we can communicate with one and, well, Rez to see what their plan is for. And she looks down. And she kind of rubs her belly. And she's like, yes.
Their plans can wait. They can wait for a little while.
And she's like, okay, well, I should get going. And you should get going.
Yep, hold on. Before you go, Nightingale, just one last thing.
Yes.
I kiss her really romantically.
Okay. And yeah, I was gonna say she was gonna kiss you goodbye, but you kiss her, and
No, if I don't kiss her
she
first.
she puts her forehead to yours, and she caresses your cheeks. And then you hear her mutter, "May the plan serve you." And as she does this, she stands up and smiles at you, and then she heads out the door. Closes.
I'm gonna pick up my my
Your codex.
codex. Yeah, I was gonna say tricorder. Codex. So pick up my codex.
You pick up your codex, and as you do so, you see a message pop up. I mourn for you.
Of all the places and all the times in my existence, you brought me back here to her. Now, why now? Why here?
This is the best time.
Well, I apparently have a date with Marmaduke 3. So where can I find him? It seems to have slipped my mind.
And you suddenly see your codex shows a map of the. Well, it looks like you're on some kind of station currently.
What type of station? Would I recognize it or be able to deduce the class
Go ahead and roll
and
me
purpose?
Go ahead and roll me a lore check.
Okay. Good intelligence. It's just 15. It's not great.
15. As you look at this, it looks oddly similar to the station you were just in, or you are in, physically.
Okay.
As you see, it shows you where you're at. It looks like a circular area, and as you stand up and you begin to head out, you see each door that you pass by, it has a red signal on it, and then as you pass by it, it turns white, and you almost feel like a connection in your mind to open each door as you're walking past.
Okay.
And you go straight to 3, or are you going to explore? What do you want to do?
How much time do I have before I have to meet 3? But you said it was 20 minutes before the exam.
Yeah, you currently have about, I'd say, 8 minutes.
Okay. I'm going to head toward 3, but I'm going to meander a bit and kind of get a lay of the land as I'm going.
Okay. As you're walking through, as you're walking through, you see you see each door like still does that same thing where you can connect to them, almost like you have access. You have direct access to this entire area. You go over to the door that you're heading towards, and you see, as you have access to it, it opens up, and it opens up to a lift in which you can take to the level in which 3 would be at. But as you are heading over there, one of the doors slides open, and you can feel it as you look over, and you see a Reggie step out and looks over towards you. And then they say, "Ah, 9. Greetings."
Is this my Reggie?
You have your unit, you recall, was 8 through 12. Reggie, 8 through 12. You look over on them, and as you look at them, you see their number designation is on their shoulder, and you see this one is 7. Reggie, 7.
Yeah, and mine's 10, right?
The one that you recall from before was 10, yeah. But
Hmm.
you have a specific. You have 4, 8
Hmm.
through 12, 8 through 12. So
Okay. And this is one of mine then. Oh no, it's
this
not one
is
of mine,
not.
it's 7.
Yeah, 7.
Greetings, 7. How's How's the day treating you?
He looks at you and comes over to you. And as he comes over to you, he gets awfully close to you.
Can you smell my breakfast, Reggie? You're very close.
He gets up to your ear and says, "We know. We've
All
been
right.
informed."
All right, I didn't really have breakfast. I didn't think that would get out.
You have our assistance in case you need it.
Much appreciated, Reggie. Much appreciated.
You see, he takes a step back. And then he turns around and walks the other direction. As you see, the lift door is still open for you.
I'm going to step into the lift and pull out my codex.
Okay. You pull out your codex. The lift closes.
All right, codex. What do you suppose that meant? Help with my current medical issue, or help with my current finding myself issue?
And you see it kind of glows for a second. Veggies are part of me.
Very good. Nice to have allies.
In case the other Marmadukes are suspicious, they will assist you where they can.
Very
However,
However,
the Veggies are subordinate to the Marmadukes.
well, I
If the
know some.
Marmadukes find out that they are assisting you, well, they will be reprogrammed.
So be careful about it. Luckily, I have 4 Reggies in particular. Wait, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 5. 5 Reggies in particular who are subordinate to me.
This is true. Just remember, Marmaduke 9, the plan is in motion.
Yes. How far to the top? Do I have time for one more question before the lift doors open?
The lift is still moving. It's almost there. You do have one more time for one more question.
What's the plan? Give me the cliff notes. I don't want to look like I've completely lost my mind when I speak to Free.
The plan is to free everyone from control.
Control of from what? What's controlling everyone?
And it says the core.
Oh dear. I see. Those blasted core folk. Well, pip pip.
The door slides open.
I'm not not sure what we're buggering about in the void for in that case, but all right. Going to keep.
As the door slides open, you see a hallway heading down, and you see multiple other doors in which you don't have access to.
Hmm. Okay. Where do they go, or where did they go on the plans, or do I not know?
As you look on your codex to see like the actual stuff, you don't see anything of like where they might go. It looks like you're closed off to them. But as you go down the hall, it goes straight down to one door in which you do have access to.
Okay.
And as you go down, the door slides open and you see a lavatory that looks familiar. It looks like the lavatory you were in before you came here. Some things are moved around. Some things are a bit more advanced than you would normally see. And you see working there are two Reggies are kind of like taking supplies, moving them around. They look over towards you, is like, and then they look over towards an office door, and you see one of the Reggies says, 15, go over to talk to 3. And you see Reggie 15 turns around and goes over to the door. The door slides open. 3, 9 is here. And as you hear a voice, it's like, oh, that is great to hear. I will get up. And you see he stands up and then begins to walk out. And you see Reggie 3. He is a little bit. He's actually like shorter than you. He has a limp, an actual limp, and he has a cane that he kind of uses. That comes out of his actual palm, and as he's walking up to you, you see spectacles on him that kind of zoom in onto you. It's like, all right, Marmaduke, time for your diagnostic check before your expedition.
A diagnostic check. Well, and should inform you that there's a little issue I'm having currently before we even get started.
An issue?
Yeah, some of my enhancements are a little buggy. They've had to be. I'm going to have to get them replaced, unfortunately.
Well then, that might be a problem. Well, it will be a definite problem if you're going out on an expedition without enhancements, so we'll have to get those replaced, but that might also cause a problem with the plan. Have you gone to one about this?
No, I only found out about it, well, this morning.
I see. All right, I will make a report, but let me check your diagnostics before we send the report over to one. Then we will have to recalibrate your enhancements, which I don't know how long that will take. Depends on your will.
Somehow I think I feel like you meant my discipline will there for a moment. All right.
I suppose so. As he comes over and kind of sets you down onto a bed. You lie down comfortably, and he goes over and you see him spread out his hand over you, and you see it almost like looks like this light that shines through your entire body, and you could feel this tingling sensation that goes down all across your skin, and then it kind of connects to you. And he says, "That's odd."
Have I complimented you on your laboratory recently, number 3?
And he looks over at you. He's like, "Do not flatter."
Oh, no, don't worry. I'm sure it will be here in 1,000 years.
And he looks at he does the same thing over again, and he says,
I don't know why I rolled then. There's no point.
"When was your last mission, Marmaduke?"
My last mission.
"Yes."
Oh, you know what? It's a. Gosh, let me think for a moment. It's been a bit of a blur, what with being back with the wife. I'm going to make a show of thinking, but also I'm going to kind of try and flip up my codex and see if it'll tell me.
Are you doing this stealthily?
Surreptitiously, yes.
Go ahead and roll me a stealth check.
Not above. Okay. I feel like I put what does stealth work off?
Agility.
I think I put anything into stealth. I might not have.
I feel like that would be something you put something in, right?
Me too. But I mean, it will be certainly. I feel like
it will be.
I'm not very subtle. That's the thing. I'm not very subtle.
Yeah, you do tend to go out with a bang.
Yeah, I feel like I put a couple of points in it, but apparently my notes disagree with me. So if it's an agility check, there's nothing else I can add to that. So let's see. All right, and it's agility, yeah?
Yeah.
Which I think is 11. Yes. All right. 13.
13. Yeah. As you go to try to lift up your codex and look at it, he's like, "Don't move," and then he looks over at your codex.
Oh, sorry. I thought
and sees that you're lifting it up, and as that happens, you see one of the Reggies comes over and takes your codex out of your hand, places their hand on you, and as they place their hand on you, it is actually Reggie 15 that does this, and he looks at you, and it's almost as if you can see in his eyes a number pop up.
Okay.
And the number is 4. Just 4.
4. So when was my last mission, you say? Of course I know that. It was 4 days ago.
And he go ahead and roll me a deception check with advantage.
Deception check with advantage. Okay.
So do you have talent in deception?
I don't think I do.
If you
Oh,
don't,
no.
then it's just going to be a. Oh, you do?
Deception. No, I don't.
Okay, so you'll get just a +1 to your roll.
Oh, okay.
If you get talent in it, then you get a +3.
All right. So advantage is with a +1, or
Yeah.
is it? Okay.
It's
Or is
just a
it?
+1. Yeah, it's as if you get talent in it.
Oh, okay. Cool. So I'm only rolling one dice.
Yeah.
All right. Stay in the dice tray. Okay, and that's with. That's working off
that
of
would be with charm.
charm. Oh, I'm not very charming.
No.
I make a good show of being charming, but I'm not very charming.
Yep.
So with that +1, that's a 15 in total.
Okay. He looks at you curiously. It's like 4. All right, I will put this into my report. You might be still stressed from your last mission.
It's quite possible.
And as he is scanning you one more time, he kind of takes a step back and goes over to his codex and goes to check it. As you see the bed kind of leans up more for you, and you see Reggie 15 come back and hand you your codex. Reggie 15 nods to you, and then walks over towards Marmaduke 3, and then says, "You over here. Shall we assist in helping Marmaduke get his enhancements?" And you see 3 look back at 15 and then says, let his Reggie's assist. Go ahead and contact 8 through 10 and have them assist him." And you hear, "Of course, we will contact them right away." And you see he walks over. Reggie 15 walks over to you. He's like, 8 through 10 will be meeting you back at your station 9.
All right.
You know what to do.
Thank you. Yes.
And as 3 looks back at you, is like, "Oh, 9, I need to tell you this too.
Fire away.
I was informed about a situation when in regards to your, well, in regards to Nightingale 71.
Oh.
Your due date is coming up sooner than expected."
Sooner than expected. How pregnant was she? This is me asking, not Armaduke.
Probably about right past the first trimester.
Sooner than expected.
Yes.
I don't know if I've commented before on the lack of privacy aboard this station. Everyone seems to know bloody everything. Everyone seems to stick their noses in bloody everything. And I am usually the last to know. What do you mean it's coming up sooner than expected?
The birth. I know this because I am technically the doctor of the Marmadukes, or the one that oversees the logistics behind your medical pursuits. I know the Nightingales are focused on making sure that all of us are the best that we can be, but you know, I do your diagnostic checks before each mission. I make sure that you are well prepared.
And you do my
And this
wife's?
also entails making sure that your, your wife, Nightingale, and your psychological state. Therefore, I need to make sure that you are informed. Trust me that you are the first to know across all the Marmadukes about this. This comes directly from Rez.
I see. Well, do you happen to know the due date?
What was that? Sorry, you cut out there.
Would you happen to know the due date?
The due date will be checks 19 marks from now.
19.
So 19 days.
days. The gestation period of a Kron child is how long?
It is usually around like 9 months or so.
3. That's not early. That's yesterday almost. How on earth? How on Bicronics can
I would say how on how on how in the void. Let's say how in the void.
I was thinking how in the void.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Micronics, you're not necessarily super familiar with at this
Right.
time. Well, I mean,
How?
you are technically familiar
Yeah.
with it. So if you, I will say,
How?
only
I'll go with. I'm gonna go with how in the
how
how
in the void. Yeah.
how in the void's black hole is it going to be 19 marks from now? She's not been pregnant for that long.
It is the plan.
You know that
Marmaduke, are you questioning the plan? And he looks at you,
three,
his eyes focus
three, three,
on
three,
you.
three, 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 three.
Don't give me that 9.
Don't you give me that either. Every bloody time. So it will be about 4 months out of 9, roughly.
Do not worry, your child will be healthy. We will make sure of it. But you'll need to speak with one about this once you are done with your enhancements. All right? And before you go on your next expedition.
19 marks. I do hope it's going to be a short expedition. Because someone's going to need me in 19 marks, aren't they?
This is true, but we will make sure that he is well taken care of.
Yes, he will be taken care of. Fine. God forbid. Void forbid I question the plan. But I was more referring to my wife. And my son, of course. They're both going to need me 19 marks. And if the void should keep me away from here for longer than 19 marks, well, that's not going to be a very ideal situation, is it, 3?
And you see him look down and then sigh. 9, if you wish for an extension away, or like an extension away from missions, take that up with 1.
Well, then I'd better speak to 1. And you had better speak to Nightingale.
Speak to him after you get your enhancements, though.
Well, you speak to Nightingale right bloody now. Because I'm not going to tell her that she's going to give birth in 19 days. You can handle that particular solar storm.
I will. It is my duty to keep you all informed about your medical procedures.
Well, good day then. I will. I've got enhancements to get and plug in, and a boss to grouse at.
Mm-hmm. Good day, 9.
Good day, 3.
You begin to head out. The door slides open and then closes up.
I walk like 3 paces away. I pull out the codex and go,
Okay.
For what? For?
4 days.
4 days. I knew it. Well, let's go enhance, shall we?
8, 9, 10 are at your station.
All right. And which way am I going?
You see the map appear again, and you begin to follow it back to the lift. The lift takes you up a few levels until it opens up, and it takes you down this area. And as it takes you down this area, you see each of the doors here. They light up. There are a total of 6 doors in this area, and each of them light up for you. And then you see 3 of the doors open up, and as they open up, you see 3 veggies pop out. 8, 9, and 10.
Tally ho, chaps.
And 10 comes up to you, and as he comes up to you, you see him look at you. I didn't think that this would actually happen? He goes in for a hug.
Oh, I hug him back. Reggie?
Have you decided to join back in?
Reggie. Are you aware of my current circumstances?
And he says, yes, I am.
When was the
And you
last
see
time you saw
9
me?
and 8 next to him. And they're just standing there. And 10 responds, I told you that the next time we meet, we might be foes. We might be enemies. I am glad that our Creator has given me a chance to help you. To help you through the plan.
And that's what you said to me on Turf Train Track, isn't it?
Yes. That the next time you meet, you might be enemies. It's almost as if Reggie has been given his memories of that time as well.
Reggie? Are you my little text friend on the screen? And I tap my codex.
And he looks down. Is our Creator communicating to you?
They must be. I think it's time I went and found myself. But it's bloody good to see you again, Reggie.
It is good to see you too. I'm sorry about the way in which we encountered each other before. I figured to use the Nugonian to get you to remember.
There were other New Guardians you could have picked, you know. Not that one. It was a bit of a
They are a part of the plan.
Are there ones that are part of the plan that are not? You know.
Marmaduke, if you stick with it, if you follow it, you'll find yourself being free at the end of it all. Wouldn't you want that? You see 8 and 9 step forward. 10, and you see they put their hands on your shoulders like, it is time for us to get the enhancements for Marmaduke 9. You're right. Do you believe that you are prepared for this again, Marmaduke? Or do you not remember how this whole thing works?
I'm afraid it still escapes me. I'm hoping it will return with time.
Well, let us choose which enhancement you will pursue first. And you see each of them shows a like their hands kind of almost like they're holding something, and then a holographic image appears like through each of their hands as if they're holding up an enhancement. Each one shows specific types of enhancements. There's 3 currently. Like there are a total of 5 enhancements in which you can receive, but it seems as though your slots have depleted due to the issues that have occurred. What level are you right now?
7.
7? Okay. Uh, then that means that you are only racial rank 3, which means you only have 3 enhancement slots.
I can go up to 8 soonish, probably.
Yeah, because your 4th enhancement slot doesn't come until level 9.
Okay.
And then your 5th one comes at level 12.
Cool.
But wait, I forget. What is your origin? Was it militant? Or scientist? Scientist, yeah.
Scientist, I think.
I
Yeah.
think, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a scientist, yeah.
Yes.
Well, as you see these 3 enhancements, let me see which ones they are. I need a 10. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So one of them is what looks like a radar sensor.
Okay.
Radar sensor. Another one is spatial breath.
Spatial breath.
And the third one is superior flight.
I mean.
You can get all 3 of these. This is basically what we're like, what the next session will be, like which one you choose. So spatial flight, radar sensor, and spatial breath. Superior flight, radar sensor, and spatial breath. Do you want to have a better understanding of what these things do?
Yes.
Okay, so superior flight is you gain a range 5 flying movement, so you can fly, and can use piloting agility as a defensive form, adding +5 to piloting agility checks 4 times per day.
Okay.
That is superior flight.
Okay.
Radar sensor. You can detect all stealth fields within range 4 of your position.
Okay.
So, yeah, and then spatial breath. is you can survive in space for 10 hours.
Oh, those are all great.
Okay, but remember, this is gonna be like your arc. So
I will end up getting them all.
You get to choose these enhancements, and these are gonna be the sessions. Yeah, you'll end up getting them all. It's just which order you want to do them in.
Flight. Superior flight. I heard superior flight,
right.
and the other two were sort of a blur. So superior flight sounds good.
All right. And you see 10 is holding the superior flight one. And he says, good. Well, then we'll begin with superior flight. And he's like, let us go to the hangar bay then to begin and grab your enhancement to calibrate. And then you'll do your training with it. And you guys head over to the hangar bay and to acquire your superior flight enhancement. And as you acquire it, we are going to end the session there. Or next time, we will be doing the superior flights training.
Nice.
Sweet. All right. Well, thank you all for listening, watching this second session with Marmaduke 9, and I'm excited to see where this all leads. And you're getting a little bit more information about what's going on with your past.
Indeed. All right.
All right. Well, thank you all for listening. And if death comes to you, may you be reborn in power. I thank you for listening to Fragments Reborn. Be sure to listen to the New Age campaign to get more context to Marmaduke's Fragments. Also, if you want to be reborn yourself, you can subscribe as a Chosen to access Chosen creation and exclusive Codex entries. Until next time, travelers, be safe, stay safe, and if death comes to you, may you be reborn in power.